back. Now, speaking on the escalation of the Israel-Hamas war, the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said that while terrorism is unacceptable, there also needs to be a solution to the issue of Palestine. He made the remarks at the Joint Secretary Session of the Senate's External Affairs and Defense Commission in Rome. The EAM also noted that a balance needs to be struck on different issues and reiterated New Delhi's position of a two-state solution in the Israel-Palestine conflicts. Now, let's listen to what S. Jaishankar said. He essentially did outline that even as terrorism is unacceptable, a two-state solution is the only way out.
I mean, obviously, what happened on October 7th, this big act of terrorism, the subsequent happenings after that, this has taken the entire region into a very different direction. But surely, it must be everybody's hope that eventually, the conflict cannot be the normal of that region, that it comes back to some stability, some cooperation. And within this, we have to find a balance between different issues. Because there's no question, I mean, if there is an issue of terrorism, and we all find terrorism unacceptable, we have to stand up on terrorism. But there is also an issue of Palestine. There has to be a solution to what is, the problems which face the Palestinian people. And our view is that it has to be a two-state solution. If you have to find a solution, you have to find a solution through dialogue and negotiations. You cannot find a solution through conflict and terrorism. So we would support that as well. And given the current situation, what is happening there, we do believe that international humanitarian law must be respected by everybody.
And Republic TV Senior Executive Editor Abhishek Kapoor now joins us on the phone line. Abhishek, good morning. Abhishek, Dr. Jaishankar, of course, very, very pointed in his remarks about terrorism, and that's been India's stated position. But apart from that, also talking about the age-old stand that we've had over Palestine, saying that there has to be a way out and conflict cannot lead to more conflict as it is now, of what's happening in the Middle East.
See, it's a principled position we have taken without deviating from our traditional stand on Palestine, and that's what External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is underscoring in Nupur. Second time in the last 1 week, in fact, the first he spoke in Bhopal while addressing the youth, and now there. And essentially what he's saying is that India as a victim of terror cannot be seen at all to be nuancing its position on terror. It has to be plain and simple, which is we condemn terror in any form and manifestation, and that we, for that reason, have condemned what Hamas has done, and we have to be seen to be on the side of victim of terror, which is Israel in this particular instance. And also we have to give Israel the right to defend itself and what the counteroffensive that's going on. So that's a clearly stated principle. On the issue of Palestine, we have had a traditional position because of which, for example, India became the second country in the world to be sending humanitarian aid immediately after the United States, I believe, for the struggling citizens of Gaza and the Palestinians who are getting this double whammy, becoming human shields for the caprices of Hamas, and then, of course, the counteroffensive coming in from Israel, despite whatever precautions by way of announcements made that all the Gazans should be leaving the northern Gaza and move towards the south, and some spill over into south as well. I think now we are seeing some accommodation from the Egyptians with at least 2 or 3 rounds of injured Palestinians being evacuated from the Rafah crossing and onto the Sinai Peninsula and maybe treated there. And but what Dr. S. Jaishankar is saying is that, see, India is a victim of terror. We have taken a principled position for many years and decades now that terror in any of its forms has not to be countenanced and indulged with, and that's what we are doing in this case also. This is important because, there was some dissonance in the political establishment, in the opposition space, that are we sort of evolving our position and are we being seen too close to Israel, which is not the case, and that's what External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar seems to be saying with the elaboration that he has done on India's position in the two instances in the last 1 week.
All right, Abhishek, thank you very much for joining us. Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor, joining us on the broadcast. India, of course, has taken a very principled stand on the entire issue, talking about both sides.